All right, y'all. Here we go back again. We got the Queen Maker, the Queen Maker. Now, Clarence, why are you still talking about the Queen Maker? I'm really not. I just saw it. She keeps coming up in my feed, and so I have to say things. I got and sometimes some of the things she says, I feel like I need to say something about it, man. So this is the Queen Maker, and the Queen Maker has 3 questions that you need to ask a man, that a female should ask a man to find out his true intentions. Okay, so we're going to just, I think she did a okay job this time. I mean, usually she's way off, but, she did an okay job this time. I got to give it to her. Of course, there's always the, men are the scourge of the planet theme. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, I think she did an okay job, right? I think she did okay. There's some things that I need to expand on or push back on some. But, I mean, really, usually we on 2 separate sides of the scale. But this time we're a lot closer than we usually are. All right, so let's look at the Queen Maker and see what the 3 questions you as a female need to ask a man to find out his true intentions.
That you'll ask on any date that you're going to go on with a man. The first question is, what does the ideal relationship look like to you?
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. The problem is men, when it comes to women, they don't really like directness unless it has something to do with sex. So you may get the truth and you may not get the truth, right? You may or may not get the truth. And that's the only thing. Being direct like that, at first, you may get the truth and you may not get the truth. And most likely, you're probably not going to get the truth. Probably the guy's going to say, oh, I want to, we'll see what happens. I'm looking for a relationship, but because he knows or he feels that that's what the female wants to hear, right? So we got to play all these games and all this stuff in the dating market, right? But not we, y'all. So we got to have ways to getting this information, because this is good information. Now, the information, if you were to get the honest information, that'd be good information you could use, right? So the problem is, I don't think asking directly like that when you first meet somebody, I don't think you're gonna get the true answer. Not right away, because they're still trying to evaluate what's going on, right? Men have two categories. You're okay to have sex. You're not okay to have sex. That's it. Either I can have sex with you or I can't. Those are the 2 categories that men put women in, right? So, but he might not know which category you go in on the first date, second date, or the third. It might take him a couple of times going out with you to recognize which category you're going to belong to, right? So I say be careful with that question. But it's good information. That's a good question. That is a very good question. And I'm surprised at her. That's good information. If you got it, it would help you a lot. All right, let's see what she has to say.
Now you want to ask this question because you want to engage his whole mind, his whole intention. And so he's going to paint a picture for you of how he sees using you the best way. Take note, because this is going to let you know how much.
No. I disagree with that. Most cases, man's going to say what he thinks you want to hear. If he wants to proceed further with you, he's going to say what he thinks you want to hear. In most cases, that's the bottom line. So we have to have ways of getting this information and getting a more honest, way of getting it. Right. That's just my opinion. Most guys are gonna tell you what you want to hear. There's a few guys that's gonna say, well, this is what I want. This is my intention on the very first date. You don't even know the person. You don't even know What, you know what I mean? How do I know what I want from you when I don't even know you? I don't know what you have to offer. I don't know I don't know your vibe. I don't know any. I'm just trying to get to know you right now. Anyway, I think that's a question for later down the road. Maybe date 4, date 3, somewhere there where you kind of have spent time with the person and you could see the kind of energy they have, and you can decide where you want to place them. That's most men, anyway. As a female, I think probably date 3 or 4. Probably should ask something like this, like, "Hey, we've spent time together. What do you see the relationship? What do you see, me as in this situation?" All right, let's continue because the TheQueenMaker's got a couple more questions.
Much energy you're going to be expelling in said relationship. Number 2, how should I serve you in the relationship? Men are users by nature.
Here we go.
And they light up when they hear slavery in their mind. And
Okay. Okay. The TheQueenMaker always says this kind of stuff, right? And it is always this. See, it is never qualified, right? That stuff never. The men that I have selected all the time have said this. The men that most of you select out there have said this. They don't qualify what they said because there's men out there that don't want a slave. Most men don't want a slave. They just want somebody that's going to appreciate the effort that they're going to put into trying to make a relationship work. That's all that's most men, that's what they really want. They don't want now there's some men that want worshipers, and you got to navigate through those men, right? If you want a guy and he looks like he's real handsome, and he's got that complex where he wants people to worship him because of his looks. He's been through that his whole life. That might be something you got to deal with, right? If you really want somebody that looks that good, right? But the character is very important. The character is very important. So most men don't want to. I don't say most men. Let me say it this way: there's some men out there that do not want slaves. They just want a woman that's going to appreciate the effort they're putting into trying to make a relationship work. But if you are incompetent at sexually selecting, then this is going to be a problem for you to find those type of men, right? You're going to the club, you're going to the bar, right? You're going to places, you're going to a Snoop Dogg concert, and you're trying to find the best of the rest out there, right? No. Sweetheart, you're not going to find men that are looking for relationships at those places. They're at those places hunting. You might find a good man, but he ain't out there trying to make he not at a point where he's trying to find a relationship. If he's at those places, those are hunting grounds, right? You're looking for a specific type of woman there, right? But like I said, always, many times men do this too, so I don't want to just say it's women, but people want to use the conversion method, right? Woman wants to convert a guy, a bad boy, into she wants to tame him, right? Put a chassis on him and a saddle on him and tame him down, right? I tamed this bad boy, right? But you're going to get a lot of, what do you call that, pushback and feedback doing that, right? Also, it's just same thing for men. Men try to, what they say, you can't take a garden tool and turn it into a housewife. You just can't, man. You just can't, And what I mean by that is, somebody that's committed to the way they think and behave, you can't change that person, man. That person has to realize that what they're doing is unsuccessful and be willing to change, right? Jesus said, "I came to teach the willing." Right? I didn't come for the unwilling. I came for the willing. Those who want to change, right? Well, here we are, man. But a lot of times, man, we're gonna convert them. I know I'm gonna do this sexual thing to him. I'm gonna do this sexual thing to her, and if I keep that up, I will convert this person. But most people, what they do is they just hide their difference until they get frustrated, and when they get frustrated, that's when it's gonna come out. Clarence, what you talking about? You're an old man. What you talking about? I know. But I'm too swift on my toes, man. I'm swift on my toes, and I don't get caught up in a lot of drama. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but people want drama. It's out there for you, right? But I'm swift on my toes, man. You know what I'm saying? I could see busterism coming. Female, male, I could see busterisms coming a mile away. Anyway, let's get back to the Queen Maker. The Queen Maker says that, men want slaves. So you ask, how may I serve you? I don't think I think you could reword that question. I think because the way the question is asked, it automatically puts the woman in a position of subordinates, right? It automatically, it creates a superior, inferior dynamic, the way the question is asked, right? And so I think the better question is to ask, what would you like in your perfect relationship, what would I be doing? How would I be behaving in that situation? That to me is a better question than, how may I serve you? And you really don't want to serve nobody. Now, if you want to serve somebody, hey, you can create that dynamic, right? But if you're not really looking today, you're looking for, hey, I want to do my part, and I want you to do your part as well. Maybe not such a good question. All right, let's get back to the Queen Maker, and trying to find out the guy's true intentions.
So he's going to be over enthralled with telling you how he wants to use your energy to fill all of his desires. Now, they all have the same theme.
Of course, right? Of course. It's like if you ask a woman the same thing. Relationships are built on utility. Relationships are built on utility, right? The only relationship that is really not built on utility is the child-parent relationship. That's pretty much the exception to the rule, right? Because a child is not utilitarian, and if you really look into it, they are, but they're not going to give you a tangible reason to be with, to be in a relationship with them, right? They still give back into the relationship unconsciously. They give back. Their presence is gratifying if you're the right kind of parent. But relationships are built on utility. Male-female relationships are built on utility. Hey, how best can I help you? How best can I help you? Right? Now, what you want is as close as you can get an even exchange of the utilitarianism, right? You don't want one person doing this much and another person doing this much. You want it to be where it's kind of even, right? That's how a good relationship or a better relationship would work, right? Frustration comes in when there's gaps in the amount of utility between the two people. There's gaps in there, right? Because one person only does this much. I'm cute. I don't need to do nothing. I'm the table. I'm cute, right? And the man said, hey, I'm piping you down, so I don't need to get a job, right? Stupid. Anyway, let's get back to the Queen, and let's find out what we can do to get these true intentions.
But they hit in different ways. Number 3, what do you need me to be for you in this relationship?
Now I got to give her that. Now she hit that one out of the park. That's a good question. That is a great question. Absolutely great question. I just don't think it should be coming in too early, because men have to decide what role you're gonna play. And once they figure out, okay, this is the way we can, I can help her, she can help me, we can be together. Once they figure that part out, then you can ask a question like this. But asking a question on a first date like this, what do you need me to be in this relationship? You ain't even in a relationship. I don't even know if I want to be in a relationship with you. I just met you. I'm just walking up on me and meeting you, right? You sitting here telling me you don't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, right? So I might know right then. Oh, okay, this girl is a little expensive for me. But hey, she's a looker, but she's expensive, right? But men don't even know really typically until maybe a second, third, I would say third or fourth date. That's when they kind of realize, in most cases. Now, in some cases, you know it's right away, right? The girl is just not your type. You can just see it right away, right? But most cases, most men need some time to spend time with you to see how you interact with them and to see how you, what's the word I want to use? How you respect them as a man, and how the chi flows through the relationship. It's his, doggone it, does his masculinity and your femininity, do they work off of each other, right? That's what most men want to see, right? But let's get back to the QueenMaker. Let's get back.
Now, this is very specific because men are codependent by nature.
That's about the fourth or fifth time she said that, right? I tell you, man, she's always going to do a video with a stick in it, right?
Which means that they have voids that they absolutely have to fill. So here he's going.
So women aren't codependent either, right? They don't have voids that they need to fill. Ay. See, sometimes it's always some little falsehood mixed with a little spin on there, right? A little truth mixed with a little spin in there. Of course, men are codependent, just like women are codependent.
Going to tell you exactly how he wants to cut you down, to put you in a box so that you can fulfill a specific need.
Now, I got to give her credit. There are guys out there like that. The problem is, those are the guys you guys are picking. You guys are pookie picking dudes like this, and then you say, all the men are like this. And then if you say, Princella, everybody's not like that. No. Right? No, that's not. Yeah. Or you get this one. Well, just because you are different, you think you're different. You're not. You're not. You don't. You're not the. You're the exception, and you're not the rule, right? You're not the rule. Yeah, the rule for pokey pickers. The rule is gonna be that you're gonna pick dudes like this. You're gonna pick dudes like that, right? Because you got that kind of energy, right? Attracting people to you. That's gonna be wayward, right? Right? If you want to pick good men, you have to be places where good men are, and you might have to give up some of the sexual arousal to get a man, and then build that sexual arousal within the relationship. But see, you want to walk into a relationship and the sexual arousal is already high. Well, most men and most women that have people that are attracted to them because of their physical appearance, they don't have to work on they don't have to work on relationship skills. People put up with their bullshit because they look good. So they don't have to be good people. They don't have to. Right? You want to find a good person to be in a relationship with, you should find a good person to be in a relationship with. That's going to take work. See? But you say, oh, well, I'm a woman, so I don't have to go out there and look at. No, you do. You do. In today's world, women are outnumbering men. It's unbelievable. See, there was a time where men outnumbered the women, right? Men outnumbered women. And so good men outnumbered women, good women, so that, it was tougher. If we had to chase women, you had to chase a woman. You don't got to chase no woman. Not today's world. Not in today's world. You don't have to chase no woman. It's 20-1 out here some places. 20 available women to one available man. You ain't got to chase no woman. The easiest thing to do in the world is get some sex from a woman. It's harder to get sex from a man than from a woman. There's so many women out here, man. And the competition is so great. The competition is so great. I mean, these women are leaving their relationships for reasons that they normally, well, not normally, but back in the day they wouldn't leave. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about physical or any type of abuse. I'm just talking about bumps in the road in a relationship where you find out that a person did this or did that, and instead of trying to work it out, at least trying to work it out, just say, no, I ain't happy. Right? Tia Mary, I ain't happy. I'm bored. Right? People that say they bored, that's a sign of a low IQ. That's a low IQ. I mean, you don't have enough intelligence to create build an interest in something by yourself. That's a mark of a low IQ, in my opinion. But of course, I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose anybody. But I've met and seen a lot of different people. I'm like Princella. I'm qualified, right? All right. So here, Princella had asked a good question. The third question, very good question. I agree. Well, all of them are good questions. The first two weren't asked too well, but the last one is a very good question. That's very direct. I think that's all of these questions need to be asked maybe on third or fourth date. You ask men stuff like this on the first date, they're like, God damn, I don't even know you. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me see if I got energy, I got chemistry with you before I even try to even say something like that, right? But a lot of times in the women's mind, women, especially men, when they feel like they are just so much, right? They try to create obligatory situation. Are you obligated now? They want you to get obligated as fast as you can, because now they know that, as they've been through the rodeo. They know that people get tired of their bullshit, even no matter how good they look. People get tired of their bullshit. So instead of wanting you to get tired of them and walk away too, they want to create a situation where you are obliged, so you obligated to deal with their idiosyncrasies, right? Men do this too, so I don't want to just say it's women. Men do the same thing, right? They love bomb you, love bomb you, love bomb you, and then now that you're all hooked on the love bombing, once they get what they want, they just leave you in the dust, right? That's why character is so important. You got to look for the character. Now she asked 3 questions, right? She's not asking no character questions. She's just asking questions for simply the knowledge of the female, what the female is going to get out, the utility that the female is going to receive from being in a situation. Sounds like the questions are asked for the male, but what they're really asking is for the female, and the female to see what kind of work and effort she's going to have to put in to maintaining this situation. And if she doesn't want to do that, then she can walk away. Of course, why she should. All right, let's get back to the QueenMaker, man. The QueenMaker is trying to tell us how to have these. You ever notice how people that never did, they are unsuccessful, give out advice that they are not successful at. They give out advice on things that they're not successful at. They haven't had any success, right? It's like, man, hey, you walk onto the airplane and the pilot said, and you meet the pilot and you ask the pilot, hey, have you ever successfully landed a plane? Nope, never. It's the way they building these airplanes. It's not me. It's the way they building these airplanes. But if you only have a knowledge of how a certain plane works, why are you flying these other planes? Because I know. Because I'm smart. I'm smart, as they say in the hood. I'm smart. Okay. Y'all got these, life and other relationship people, man, giving you advice on relationships. Not one of their relationships work out good, right? Holy smoke. Only on YouTube, man.
Once this need is met, he may stray and go get some other needs filled by someone else. Or if you decide that you want to leave this relationship in the future, you will be a missing piece and you can hurt him because you become a part of him as a need fulfiller. So these are the 3 questions that you want to ask, because these can help prevent you from long-term turmoil.
We agreed on that. We agreed on that. You just can't ask them too early. Gotta give a man time to interact with you, and a couple of days, sit down, talk to you at the table. Now, what I'm gonna say is this: what you need to do is, if you're gonna be with a woman, I'm gonna tell you, this is a bonus. This is a kicker right here. If you really thinking about being with a woman long term, you should have her set a table. Have her set the table. Not only fix the meal, but set the table. See, all that is that just by asking her to do that and having her do that, you will see what she think of you by the way she sets that table, by the way she prepares that meal, and by the way she sets that table. You're gonna know, right? It's the equivalent of taking a woman out on a date and spending a couple $100s on her, right? The woman could say, "Oh, okay, well, he spent money on me. He must think something of me." Well, that's the equivalent to that, is how a woman sets a table. If she can't set a table, and she doesn't, or she ain't unwilling to learn because she thinks that's slavery, hit the road. Any woman that thinks that her, reciprocating the work that the effort that you put into a relationship, she looks at that reciprocation as slavery, then you need to cut her loose, like fast, right? Like fast. Like a woman like that would like this, I wouldn't even entertain her. I would just be like, okay, well, let's finish our coffee and then we can go, right? You have a nice life. I'm sure there's a man out there that wants to put up with what you're talking about and go get less than he should, and put his all into a relationship, and of course get less than he should by working with you. All right, let's continue.
If you want more, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow the High Power Podcast.
Yeah, I definitely said, hey, if this is what you think about men, hey, follow the High Power Podcast. But if you really want a good man, see, the thing is, they teach you how to get men. She's teaching you how to get men. I'm teaching you how to get good men. There's a difference between the men and good men, right? Good men are not perfect, but they're trying to be. They're doing work over here. That's why you hear all that noise. But they're trying to be good, and when they make a mistake, they try to own up to it and try to fix it, right? Whereas a lot of these men out here, man, they're just no good, and they have so many women in the hopper. Why should I be good? There's no, and then a lot of times when you treat a woman good, you get stepped on. That's where a lot of men come from. And you get stepped on. So anyway, but like I said, for women, these are good questions. For men, if you really want to see what a woman thinks about you, ask her to fix you a meal and set the table. Or don't even ask her to set the table. You see how she set that table. If she set that table properly, then you know that she might be a candidate, right? She might be a candidate. But a woman that can't even set a table, a woman can't even fix a meal, what are you trying to do? Just give yourself high frustration for the rest of your life? All right, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Is the TheQueenMaker right? I think she did good on this one. Usually her videos, man, I disagree with most of them, but I think she did good. Just the placing, the timing of when to ask these questions. You don't want to ask these questions up front. You know what I mean? You want to give a man time to feel the kind of vibe that he's getting off of you, and then you can kind of see. Then he could give you a answer that makes sense as opposed to just lying to you. All right, what do y'all think? All right, peace.